I've always been more interested in calling myself a painter than an artist, then I don't have to define what an artist is. I still like the definitions that Joseph Albers formulated about art. He said the origin of art is the discrepancy between physical fact and psychic effect, and that the measure of art is the ratio of effort to effect. Picasso said, art is a lie that reveals the truth. So all of those things kind of work for me. And I don't know if I have my own definition other than that. If you're doing a landscape painting, there's 1,000 ways to put on paint, 1,000 ways to think about the landscape, and 1,000 things to look at in the landscape. So it's not just that it's a painting of the landscape, it's how it's done. I work with the idea that darker values are going to advance, create kind of an atmospheric perspective. Now that I move to the violet, and I'm using a really big brush, and as that goes on, it goes on in strokes that will become almost like cross-hatching strokes. Right now, I'm kind of painting over 2 layers of space, but I could separate them with just another coat of color. I can differentiate between the 2 planes just by making this one darker. So I start to build up the layers of space, and I start to think about how things might dodge in and out or have it go in and out of the light, so to speak. What the dark does is it frames the light. It makes the light more luminous by contrast. See, what I've done here is I've established a shoreline, and then I get a brush that ties this hatching together. Now, one of the things you'll notice is I put on the layers down below. I lighten the darkest colors just a little bit, and I darken the lightest colors, because that's the nature of the reflection. It's not going to be exactly the same as what's above. It gives me a chance to take a lot of liberties, too. How things blend and reflect and work in the water. They're subject to certain rules, but there's also a fair amount of abstraction in it, and that's what I'm kind of interested in, is it just gives me a chance to work with those shapes. When I can't add anything or take anything away, it feels like